Okay, so this is a inbuilt function. Open is available in Python. Using that open function, you can open a file. So once file is opened, we can read and we can write. So in different modes, you can open a file. మనకు మోడ్స్ ఏముండొచ్చు అంటే it can be read mode, it can be write mode, it can be append mode, okay, it can be X mode. Okay, so similarly we have, it can be like binary mode. We can open a binary file using B concept. Similarly, we use a concept called T. This we open in the text mode. By default, it is actually text mode. Okay, whenever you open something, it's going to be in the text mode. So these are the modes available for us. A read mode, a write mode, an append mode, exclusive write mode, that is. So if the file is not existing, it creates. But if file is existing, it will not do anything. In the case of exclusive write, it is. Similarly, we have a B mode, binary mode. Files can be binary or they can be text files. So in the text files, each and every byte is going to be, each and every character uses 1 byte. Or if it is UTF-8, that is Unicode transformation format, so it uses, every character uses 2 bytes if it is UTF. So if it is ASCII, in that case, it can use only 1 byte. Similarly, when you go with the binary format, everything is going to be treated like 1 byte. It's going to be 1 byte we have only in that binary data. Okay, but in the text mode, you can get text data. In the case of binary mode, suppose you have a sound file, it's binary format. It's a PDF file, it's nothing but a binary format. You have a movie file, so it's nothing but binary format. Similarly, exe files you have, they are also in the binary format. But when you open text files, you have like text characters. If you go with ASCII, all the ASCII characters can appear there. Similarly, if you go for UTF-8, even Unicode characters are available in that. Unicode is nothing but universal code. If you take ASCII, only English or English like are supported. But if you go with the Unicode, it supports all the languages of the world. Like suppose you want to go with, say, Hindi or Urdu, you can use that. If you want to go for Chinese, Japanese, Korean, you can use in that. And you can use even left to right languages, right to left languages, and top to down languages like CJK. So you can use all those languages for saving data. But normally, if you go with ASCII, you can store only English or English-like languages data, like say French, or say Italian, or you can say Spanish. German, they can be saved if you go for ASCII along with the English. But if you use Unicode, UTF-8, any language data can be saved in that. Like Hindi, we can save. Similarly, we can save Urdu, or we can go with the Chinese languages, Japanese languages, Korean languages. They are called as CJK. All of them can be saved if it is Unicode format. If it is ASCII, we can save only English or English-like languages. So these are the modes in which you can open a file. You have a read mode, you have a write mode, you have an append mode. This is exclusively write mode, and this is what binary mode, and this is what text mode. So using read mode, you can read only, you can open a file for reading. Okay, so using W mode, you can open a file for writing. If already a file is existing, that will be overwritten. Suppose you have already a file which is created. So in that case, what happens if you open in the write mode, the existing file is going to be overwritten. If you go with append mode, at the end of the existing file, you can add more. So when you go for append mode, if the file is not existing, it creates a new file. If already file is available, then it will not create new file, but to the end of the file, it's going to add data. Okay, so whenever you go with the here exclusively writing, that means if the file is already available, it will not do anything. But if file is not available, it opens actually the write mode, then you can write. X is nothing but exclusive write. Similarly, you can go with the B. In the case of B, you can save binary data. And when you go for the T, it is actually text file. Okay, binary files and text files are the two I was saying. Like text files are what? Simple notepad files, whatever you create in the notepad or in the wordpad, they can be text files. You have text data. But when you go with the Excel file or say PDF file, they are in the binary format. So in such case, they are going to be B format. To read them, you require proper readers. You may have a reader, like Excel is a reader for reading Excel data. Suppose you have a Word document. So Word is the reader. With the help of that, you can read. Okay. So similarly, for opening normal text files, any notepad or text pad, they can be sufficient. With that, you can open. So these are the various modes available in the Python for opening and for creating or reading existing files. So these are the various modes available. You can use them. Sometimes you want to open a file both in the reading and writing. Then you can use a concept called R plus B. So using R plus B, you can both read as well as write into the file. That is for reading purpose as well as for writing purpose. You can use it. R plus W, sorry. R plus W, when we say, we can open in the read mode as well as write mode. You can read existing data. You can actually write at the end of the date, at the end of the file. So that is R plus W mode. Okay, so using file IO, particularly with the open function, you can open a file and you can close file using close method. Whatever file we have opened, we have to definitely close it. So we need to use the close method at the end of the file operations. Okay, so we have open function and we have close function. Using that, we can be managing the files. Any doubt in this, Swati?
Oh, what is B is binary?
Binary file. Binary file
Okay,
is, as I told, PDF file is a binary file. Say, suppose
can you explain the A append one?
append means already you have a text file or already you have a file. At the end of the file, you can add more data
Okay.
using append. In the case of reading, just you can read. If it is writing, it is going to overwrite already if the file is existing. Otherwise, it can create a new file in the writing mode. That means always it treats like a new file. If already some file is created, when you go in the write mode, if already you have any content in that, it's going to overwrite and fresh data is going to be available. But when you go with append mode, what happens at the end of the file, new data can be added.
Okay.
Okay, so like this, R, W, A, X, B, and T are various modes for the files.
Okay.
Now let us try to create a file. So in this, we try to save some data. Now we have to use open function. Using open function, we can be creating a file. So right here, FL object. I think it has file object. This is equal to open. Then here I write the name of the file. In the D drive, I want to create a file. Then I put here, not D drive, I go with the G drive, G colon slash, I want to specify this as my first dot txt. Okay, I'm going to
Anywhere
name
we
it.
can create it or only particular?
Now, wherever, in whatever drive you want to create, you can create it. In
Okay.
whatever folder you want to create, you can create. Okay.
Okay.
So, but I've taken this as G drive in that my first dot txt. Wherever space you have and wherever you want to save, there you can save it. The
Okay.
next thing is here what? Write mode. I should use write mode. Now in this, I just write FL object, then dot here, write. I can go with the write command. Then here, try to write some data, sample data with file IO of Python. I put something like this. Then I need to close this. Then I write FL obj dot close. Very first thing is what? I should open a file, then I need to write, then after that I need to close that.
Close the file.
So
Yeah.
definitely you have to close the file. File handle we need to close. Basically, this is opening a file handler. We call this as file object and file handler. So with the help of that, you can be manipulating files. So once the stream is opened, you can write content into stream. So this is what output stream I can say. When you say W, it's nothing but output stream. So into the stream we need to write. Then after that we close it. We are closing the file here. So FLOBJ is nothing but file object, or we say file handler. So with the help of that, we handle the files here. So file object, we opened a file, then we are writing it to file. After that, we close it. Now let me save this file. Save as. Okay, in this file, files.py. Like this, I save this. Now I come to command prompt here. So here I want to go with the file. This is Python files.py. It has created. You can go to D drive and you can see in that
Oh,
G drive that is created. We are not giving any message there. So here my I have typed
oh, it's going to save in the G drive.
this
Okay.
is G drive. See my first I
Yeah.
created open with notepad. Whatever I kept in that, it is being written here. Sample data with file IO of Python. So that is the data
Okay.
I put. Even if you look at the code, it's same thing. So if you come to this one here, okay, Visual Studio, if you come here, this have written sample data with
Yeah.
file IO of Python. Okay, so same content you have in this. Now
Yeah.
suppose I want to put some other content in the same write mode I've opened. Now you have this data. Sample data with file IO of Python we have. Now I close the file, then I try to change it. So earlier what we had sample data of Python with
Python.
file IO of Python. So this was written. What I do here, I just comment it. The next thing, I want to write something different. So earlier we had that in the given file. So sample data with file IO of Python, writing into right, opening same file with write mode. We put write mode. It overwrites existing. This is the content we have. It overwrites existing. Okay. What is happening exactly? We have a file that's
Mm-hmm.
myfirst.txt. Earlier it had this data, sample data with the file IO of Python we had.
Yes.
Now what
Yes.
happens whenever again we run this code, that should be overwritten and it should have opening same file with write mode. It overwrites
With the
existing. So that should be the
okay.
message we should have in the file. Now again run this. So if you go to the G drive, then see this time also it is 1 KB. Open with the notepad again. So what it says here, opening same file with
Oh,
write mode, it overwrites existing.
yeah.
That means what?
Okay.
If you go with O option, what happens? If already file
It's
is
override.
existing, it's going to overwrite. If file is not existing, then it creates a new file.
Oh,
If the file is not available, it's going to say create a new file. But already file is existing, in that case, it's going to overwrite.
oh, can you give me the example of the file is not existing?
See,
How
initially it was what exactly? It was not existing. It created or not? Initially.
it's created.
It's created. So next time when you
Yeah.
go with the write mode, this was content. This content we had when we put that, it was not existing earlier, that file.
Okay.
So this has written into the file. Okay. So next time what is happening here? Anyhow, just see, once again I show you that one. Now assume that the file is not existing here now. Same file I
Okay.
delete from the folder here. I just want to delete the file from here.
Uh-huh.
I have deleted that. There is no file now.
Yeah.
So what is the file name here? myfirst.txt is the file name which I am going to create here.
Created. Yeah.
So it is going to create and write data into that. Okay. So now the file
Okay.
is not existing. Even you can check that. Okay. Anyhow, see, we are trying to, we are checking here from this point. The file is not available here. If you go to G drive, that file is not available. Now
File.
what it does
Yeah.
exactly, it creates a new file. So in the file, it's going to write it. It's going to write the file.
Oh,
It's going to write the file. So now let us see that. What happens? You can go to this and you can see the file. Now it's
yeah.
available.
Yeah.
So let us refresh it. Hmm. Here I type my
G.
first .txt. Not this 1 minute. If I go with this, my first, what was the file name I gave in this? My first .txt. Okay. Okay, so we should go here. Here, what is happening? My first we have
Yeah.
open this
Open.
using Notepad. Okay, opening same file with write mode it is. Now let us delete this file here. I have deleted the file. Then after that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to open in the write mode. Okay, so file should be first of all closed here. This is okay. So now the file is not available for us. We don't have that file.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this time what should happen? You should create a new file and it should write this content, sample data with file IO of Python. It has to write for us.
Okay.
Save this here. Then after that, we go with this.
Python.
Your question, please?
No. I'm just.
Yes. This is in the G drive.
My first is there.
Is available.
Yeah. Yeah.
Each time it says sample data with file IO
Okay.
of Python. Okay.
Got it.
So now the file was not there, it has created. Now when you go with this time what I do, I just
Comment
go
on
to this,
first one.
then I comment this. This one I'm going to comment. I remove the comment here.
Mm-hmm.
When I remove comment, what happens? It's going to write the new content into the same file. Already we
Okay.
have a file.
So override.
By first,
Yeah.
it's going to overwrite.
Override. Yeah.
Now when we write, it should not be open file. So this time, again I run same thing. This is going to overwrite. So if you go to here and try to open the file, what is written here? Opening same file with write
Same
mode,
for.
it overwrites
Yeah.
existing. So it has overwritten for us. That
Yeah.
means if the file is not open, it's creating. If the file is open, if the file is not existing, it creates a file. But if the file is already created, it opens in the right.
Override.
Yes. If it is not existing, it creates a new file. So
Yeah.
initially we did not have my first.txt, so it created that. After that, in the same file, we are overwriting. When you open in the W
Yes.
mode, it's going to overwrite. So this
Yeah.
is basically my the write mode. So when you go open a file, new file with write mode, it creates a new one. If already existing file, if you try to open, it's going to overwrite that
Override.
particular.
Yeah.
Now suppose I want to write here some new content into this. So therefore, what I do, I go with the A. Okay, then here, what I
It will
do,
add the
new content
extra
should
file.
be added.
Okay.
So here, right, opening same file with append mode, adds new content to the existing file. So like this, we are trying to add new content here. When we run this, it's going to add new content. Okay, so this is, if you open this now, what it does, it writes like this. Opening same file with
Oh,
write mode, it overwrites existing one.
it
Okay,
will add the extra.
opening,
Okay.
there is no space here, no comma, no space. So due to that, what is happening? It is writing in the same line. There is no new line
Mm-hmm.
character. We should put some
Okay.
new line character. With that, what happens? It moves into next line.
Okay.
Okay, so it is actually appending. It is in the append mode. We are opening in the append mode in this here case.
Okay.
So this is earlier we had a read mode, we have a, write mode, and we
Right
have a
mode. Except.
append mode. We have both modes. I put that part also, not to have any confusion. Speaker, are you using speakers?
Yes, sir.
So if you use speakers, this is going to echo. So one thing you can do, you can
Oh.
mute whenever it's not needed.
Okay.
So this is write mode, but we are going with the append mode now in this. whenever you append, whenever you go with append mode, a file, when you open a file with append mode, it's going to add data to the existing file. In the case of write mode, if the file is not existing, it creates a new one. If the file is existing already, then it is going to override content of the existing file. But when you open append mode, it's going to add the new data, new content at the end of the existing file. So in two ways you can open. One is W, other one is A. Whenever you want to write, you can go with the write mode or you can go with the append mode. Every time if you want to create a new file, you can go with the write mode. But if you want to add content to existing file, every time you can open in the append mode. Even with append mode, if the file is not existing, it can create a new file. It can add a new file with the append if the file is not available. So let us see that one. My first new. I put the file name like this. I want to go with my first new here that I want to create in the append mode. So since the file is not existing, it's going to create. Okay, it's going to create right here. If the file, I want to go with new line here, slash and I put. If the file is not existing, creates a new file. Okay, so it should be printing that. So now here it should create a new file, my first new.txt. If the file is available, it should add to the existing file, but that file is not available for us. So therefore it creates a new file and it is going to put into that. Append mode meaning is what? If the file is not existing, it creates a new one. If the file is existing, it's going to append to the existing file. Okay, so when we run this, it should create a new file for us. Now go to the folder and this is what my first new.txt. So the file you have here, my first new, and open this file. It's creating a new file and the content is going into next line. So if the file is not available, it creates a new file up in the append mode. Suppose the file is available already, file is already created, it's going to append to the existing file. Okay, so append you can use in two ways, for creating a new file, and if the file is already created, you can append to the existing one. Okay, but in the write mode, if the file is available, it's going to override the content. If the file is not available, it creates a new file in the write mode. But in the append mode, if the file is not available, it creates a new file, adds content in that. If the file is already available, what it does exactly, it opens existing file, then adds at the end of the file. It's nothing but appending. So like that, you can use either W or A. W is for writing, A is for appending. Both of them create new files. Okay, but in the case of W, if file is existing, it's going to overwrite. But if it is A, it is going to add at the end of the file. So like this, you can have either A mode or W mode. A is appending mode, W is nothing but write mode. Okay, in the case of write, as I told earlier, it can create a new file if the file is not existing. Already file is available, it opens the existing file and new content it's going to write. Okay, similarly, if you open in the append mode, if the file is not available, it creates a new one. In that file, data is written. If the file is already existing, it is going to append the new data at the end of the existing file. So append and write mode. Append mode and write mode we use to for writing a file depending on the requirement. Okay. So next thing is what? Reading a file. This is what creating a file, but we have to read sometimes files. Now let us go into that. It's a new file. We can go with the Python here. I just want to open existing file. So open. What is the file I was using? This is the same file. My first new I would like to use. Okay, I can use this in this way. This is again file object. And I go with the read mode in this. I'll open existing file here in this. Then I can read all the data. Here write s equal to file obj dot read. it's going to read all the characters from the file. Then say file object dot close. This can close the file. At the end of this one, I want to print it. Print, here say yes. So I can here print whatever content we have in the given file. This is going to create a new file. File read. File read is the file name. Now let me run this. Python file read.py. What it says exactly, opening same file with append mode adds new content to the existing file. If the file is not existing, creates a new file. So whatever content we had in that file, it is opened and read into S. Okay, it's going to read into S, then it's displaying the content here. So using read, you can read all the content. You're reading here all the content. But how much content you want to read, that much you can read. Okay, so let me do that here now. First, I am reading entire thing. Now what I do, s dot, sorry, file object dot seek. I go to 0 position. That means to the beginning of file again I go. Whenever I read it, it goes to end of the file. After that, content will not be available. Now with the help of seek again, what I do, I can go to the beginning. Suppose here what I do, once again I try to read s1 equal to file object dot read. If I say, there will not be any content in that. So here go with the print s1. What result you get, you can see in that. Okay, now here what I do, once again s1 equal to, I try to read, sorry, file object dot read. Say some 10 characters I want to read here. I'm going to read up to 10 characters. Then once again print s1. So what happens here, initially it's reading all the content. So as soon as it's reading content, where the file cursor in that is, cursor is nothing but some pointer in the given file. It has reached end of the file. It doesn't have any other data. Again, if you try to read it, it will not read anything. Okay, at that time we are trying to print s1. Then after that, what we do, we are going to beginning of file again. So 0 is what here, you go to the beginning of file. With the help of seek, you can move actually to the end of the file there. Now similarly, then what we do here, s1 dot file object dot read 10. Only 10 characters we are reading, not entire data. Up to 10 we are going to read. It reads 10 characters. Then we print here s1. So how that works, see in this. Okay. First what happened, s equal to file object read. Then after that, what we did, s1 equal to file object dot read. It doesn't have any data. So therefore, empty thing is coming for us. Then what is happening, I'm trying to read only 10 characters. Here I have put 10. So when I say 10, it's going to read only opening essay. Essay, opening essay is nothing but here 10 characters. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 0 to 9 is nothing but 10 characters. It can read up to open essay, it's printing here. Because in the file, what you have opening same file. So from 0 to 9, how many they are going to be? It is up to essay. Starting from O to essay we have. So it's printing that because we are reading only 10 characters from that. Print essay, after that we close. But whatever initially we read, we are printing at the end. Or else you can print here like this. Control X, then we go to this point here, we try to print. Okay, then here write, if you go with this, write like this, if len of s1, then here write equal to 0, print, or else you can do here. Okay, here print s1 dot touch. Okay, so we can go with the touch. We are taking here mode equal to 0x007 exist true. This is, so here we are trying to print with the touch. Touch is going to tell you where exactly the pointer is, where the file pointer is. It's going to tell you. So just I put touch here. I close another bracket there. Now let us try to print that. Okay, it requires certain parameters. Yeah, right here dot touch. It's not s1. It should be file object. Then we say here touch method touch. Now this time it can print actually where exactly the file position is. Similarly, we go to this point here. Then after that also we try to print it. Before print, we put like this: current position of the file pointer. Put like this. So we take this current position of the file pointer again here. We try to print here. Okay. So in the file where that is positioned, we can print. Now go to this one and try to execute. But where I am using str. Okay. It is not str. Where is str I am using? I'm not using anywhere str. Okay, so this is just try to go with int, or we put here str function. We convert into string this one. And here also I try to put str. So this I convert into string and show you that. This file object dot touch. When I say file object we have in that, we go with the touch method. So it should give us the touch. In fact, with the seek we go there. Then with the help of touch we should be getting where exactly it is positioned. In which line we are getting? Line number 5. So if you go to line number 5, it is printing like this: file object dot touch. It says here, and yeah, we try to write this way. Otherwise, n equal to file object dot touch. Then here we print n. Okay, here also we put again same code. Touch function we are calling there. Just try to print it like again n. Okay, so let us see the methods available in this. We can go with this. Then here print dir followed by file obj. We can find here what methods. Touch function is going to give you exactly where the file where exactly the cursor in the file is. So here you have read up to 10 characters. So from 0 to 9, it is read data in the 10th position. In the 11th position, currently cursor is. So from there you can read rest of the data. Like that we use. So touch can give you where exactly the file pointer is currently. Now when you go with this, one of the methods is actually touch. In this you can see. Okay, fine. Touch is not available in this. Therefore we go with the tell command. So where exactly it is now, we can tell here. Say comment then dir with that I commented, just go with the tell, not touch actually, it should be tell method. I can say tell where exactly it is right now available, and here also I can go with the tell command. Tell function is available. Using tell we can get that. Okay, so what it says, opening same file with append mode adds new content to the existing file. If the file is not existing, creates a new file. Current position of the file pointer 123 it says. So total number of bytes are actually how many? 123. So if you see here, if you go to this file, just try to read, go to the properties. In the properties, it says 123 bytes. How many we have? Total 123 bytes. That means we have reached end of the file. If you look at the code, we reached end of the file. Okay, if you see here, when you go with the read command, it's reading all the data. So file pointer is positioned at the end of the file. Okay, so total number of bytes, how many we had? 123 bytes. So where is the file pointer right now? Here at the 123 position. After that, there is no data to read. So that's why it is becoming here empty. Empty it's becoming. Then what I do here, again I'm going back, file object dot seek 0. So it's going to beginning of the file. So from there it's reading 10 characters. 0 to 9 it's going to read. So position will be 10th position. Now when I see again, it's saying here 10. You can see here. Initially 123, but after that how much it says? 10 it is saying. 10 means what? The position is at the 10th one. I mean from the file, from beginning of file, it is going to be in the 10th position. Now suppose here I read again. Okay, I'm going to read here again. Write s2 equal to, once again I read here, file object dot read. What it says, it's going to read till end of the file. So first we print that, print s1, then we go with the print here s2. So s2 should contain data from where exactly? It should print data from me. From me it should be starting data. Me file with append mode, because already here with the read 10, it's going to read up to 10 characters. 0 to 9 characters are read. From 10 character onwards, it should read now in the s2 object. So in the s2, it should be printing from me. So it should be giving us me the beginning word in that. You can see here current position of the file pointer 10. Then what it says, opening essay. Essay is coming here up to 10 characters because we are reading here. So when you read that one, it says essay. Then after that, what it's going to do, when you go with the s2 printing here, it's going to start with the me there, because you see here you are starting from the 10th character. Me file with append mode adds new content to the existing file. So first we read up to 10 characters. After that we are reading actually, after that we are reading rest of the characters. We are going to read rest of the characters. So in that way, it is actually opening the file. And you can see it with the help of the seek method. You can move the file pointer to the beginning, to the end, or into the middle, wherever you want to go, you can go. Okay. Then with the help of read command, you can read from the current position to end of the file. Or if you pass a parameter like say some number, so it can read that many number of characters. Like this, we can use seek and tell method. It was not touch actually, it is tell method. So using tell, where the file pointer is positioned in the given file, it tells us. Understood, Swati, this point?
Yeah, can you explain it again, the last one?
See,
That
what is happening in this? Initially, you go to this file object dot seek 0. So it is going to beginning of the file again. So here, if you go with the s1 dot file object dot read, with this, what is happening? We reach end of the file. No longer you have data there. So what it was saying there actually 123 it is saying. If you see here, current position of the file pointer 123, with this it prints 123. So after 123 byte of data or characters, you don't have any other data. So therefore what happens if you try to read anything? Here what we are doing, we are trying to read. Initially s dot file object equal to read, with that it's reading all the 123 characters. Then again when
yes,
you try to read, there is no data in that, it's the empty string you get. So when you go for S1, what is happening here? There is no data to read, because already we have come to end of the file with this 123 that
yes,
is. Okay, so it can't read any data. Then why it is not reading data? I am trying to find out where the current pointer is, file pointer is. N equal to file object dot tell, it gives you 123, it's printing immediately 123. Then what I'm doing, I'm printing S1. So when I try to print S1, it's printing, that's why empty string. No data is available, it's printing empty string. Now next thing is what? With file object.seek 0. What is happening with this? It's moving to the beginning of file again. Earlier we were in the 123, but when you go with the seek, where exactly the file pointer is, it's going to 0 position. Okay, when it's in the 0 position, from 0 position again you can read data. So that's why when I say here s1.fileObject.read 10, from beginning it's going to read 10 characters. So for that, what we get here, we get the data as opening SA, because in the given file, opening same file with append mode, from O to SA it is nothing but 10 characters. Starting from 0 up to SA it is 10 characters. So it is reading 10 characters and printing. Then after that, what we do here, where the position we want to find out, n equal to file object.tell, that can give you where exactly file pointer is. So where is the file pointer now? At the 10th position. It prints here current position of the file pointer is 10. With this we are printing it. We are at the 10th position. Okay. So then after that, what we do, once again we are trying to read it. S2 equal to file object.read. So from 10th onwards it should read. So 10th position is ending with the SA, 0 to 9 ending with SA. So next, from where we have to start, from M we have to start, that is from the 10th position onwards. So therefore it's going to read from M to rest of the data. It's going to read from 10th position to 0 to 9, first 10 characters. So from here, from the 10th position to end of the file, it's going to read. So if you go for 10th position, me to end of the file is exactly this one. Me, here you have opening same is going to be total content from the file, but we have moved into 10th position in the file. So from where it starts, from me it starts, and it's going to print rest of the file data here. Me file with append mode, it's giving like this. So what happens here? With the help of the seek, we can move file pointer, and with the help of tell where exactly we are in the current file, we can print. Where the position is, we can print. Then here S2 is reading from 10th position, and we print here S2 data. So S1 is reading first 10 characters. Okay, but S2 is from where we are getting data, from 10th character onwards. Reason, we have moved it. Okay, whenever it's reading 10 characters, where the file pointer is, it goes to 11th position. 11th is nothing but 0 to 9 is 10. 11th is nothing but 10th byte. So it's going to read 10th byte. Then from 10th byte, it's going to be reading end of the file. Whatever characters are there, it's going to read it to S2. So that's why when you go with the S1 after the first operation, with the S1, it's printing only opening SA. But when you go with the second time S2, it's reading from me. So it should be same. If you look at this, opening same file, but from opening same file, if the file is not existing, creates a new file. So in this data, first 10 characters are what exactly? Opening SA is the first 10 characters. Okay,
Yeah.
from me to the end of the file, it's going to be rest of the characters. That means that's going to be total length is how much? 123. That means 113 characters it's going to be reading. So that way we get actually here the data. So with the help of seek, we can move the file position, and with the help of tell where exactly you are in the current position, and using read, you can read data, whatever, how much data you want to read, that much you can read. Read is a method. Earlier we had a write method, now it is a read method. So you can read or you
Okay.
can write it.
Okay.
Any questions
Yeah,
on this,
got it.
Swati?
Yeah. Tell, what is tell method can do?
Yes.
It's move.